What's going on, people? It's Kish Yardy Gaming Nation in the building. Here going live to discuss a topic. Before I get into the topic, I want to let everybody know that, like I've said before on previous lives, that this channel is not just a gaming channel, but it's a channel where I come to speak my mind. Yeah, I post games on here too. I post video game clips. I post clips of myself in my daily life. I get cats too, so I might change from Kish Yardy Gaming Nation to something else, but I want to build up this channel first, and then I go into making channel specific to gaming and specific to talks and all those other good things. The reason why I want to speak about this topic is because I heard to that point. A lot of things that go on with black men, and when it comes to relationship, dating, and mating, and the choices of women that we pick, oftentimes it falls on us because we chose the wrong chick or we picked the wrong female or whatsoever. And then oftentimes when black men get into a relationship, into a lot of relationships now, he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know how to teach that woman how to respect him or train that woman how to be a good woman to him. And a lot of those things like teaching and training is now toxic in today's society or environment, right? So what black men end up doing when they go into the dating market, and you're wondering, why is he with this woman that's disrespectful to him? Why would he choose this woman that, everybody else outside looking in, why would he pick this woman that's a bad person? Why would this caliber of black man lower himself down to pick the hood chick? Why would this caliber of black man that's a lawyer or a doctor, why would he pick Keisha from Marcy Projects? Or why would he pick Tatiana from Pink Housing Projects? Right? So I'm going to break down the things that I've seen over the years going on in black culture. And how black culture has failed black men by teaching black men to pick the wrong women, shaming him into picking the wrong female, right? And the reasons why you'll see I will go to Walmart and you'll see this black dude and this woman arguing and being disrespectful to that black dude, and he won't buck back at her, or he'll still be in a relationship with that person, right? Because there's a reason why black men are picking wrong. Either there's too many of the wrong women in the market for him to pick from, or you're teaching him to pick the wrong woman, or shaming him to pick the wrong female. There's a lot of that going on, right? So let's go into it. And for me, I have to write down a lot of my talking points because I have ADHD and I tend to forget them. So when I write down the talking points, it helps me to remember, and I could go deeper on what I said. All right. Black men are socially shamed into picking the wrong or disrespectful women. Let's go into why. In black culture, when a black woman yells or curses or puts her hands on a brother or calls him outside his name, you know how black women do when a black man approaches her, right? Disrespect. Well, during the approaching side of the game, when you approach women in the dating game, you can just walk away from that. You see what I'm saying? But oftentimes, you just walking away from that chick doesn't really correct that woman that's in error, right? Because a lot of black women, they're taught to not respect black men at all, to look at black men as, evil men. You know what I'm saying? But let's go into it. And you're wondering, after she cusses him out, after she disrespects him, after she, in public, like you'll see a black couple at a damn Red Lobster or at some kind of restaurant, and she'll put her hands on him, throw something at him, hit him with something. He won't do nothing back. He won't buck nothing back. Well, in society, in social society, especially in Western culture, we'll be cool watching a woman brutalize a man, and men in general. As that man raises up to defend himself, we'll go and attack that man, right? So, for a lot of black men, when we're in public and the woman is disrespecting him by putting her hands on him, she knows he's not gonna do nothing because he's afraid of the other men coming to come either beat him up or restrain him or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of black men are trained that way. You know what I'm saying? Which is a problem in the black community. Which I'm going to get into a topic and make another video about that topic, right? In black culture, when we see a black woman being disrespectful to a black man by putting her hands on him, other men won't know to mind their fucking business. Just sit there and be cool with a black woman disrespecting a black man and putting their hands on that brother. They won't step in and say, "Hey, miss, don't put your hands on that brother. Relax." Because if he hits you back, it's problems. We don't do that. But we're the same black people that say we love black men and black brotherhood and all this other good stuff. But we're cool with allowing our women to disrespect, well, not me. Our black culture is cool with allowing their women to disrespect them and put their hands on their face and all these other things, which is crazy. But, right, so in black culture, right, whenever you see a black man in a relationship with a black woman and she's being disrespectful, she is cursing him out, he gives her an instruction she doesn't follow. What we'll oftentimes do is tell black men, that's just how women are. You know, a woman is supposed to be disrespectful. That's how black men are taught that a woman that's being disrespectful, that's putting their hands on you, combative, argumentative, talking down to you, calling you names, that's a normal relationship for a black man to get into. So we off the rip, if a black man complains about that, we'll tell him to instead of we sitting down with the brother saying, "Hey, walk away from that person. Don't get into a relationship with that woman. That's a bad woman right there. You know, throw her back into the water and go fish for a better female." What we would do is we'd tell that black man, to keep dating that woman. You know what I'm saying? Take it, deal with it. A real man could be able to handle that kind of a strong woman. They deem that type of woman a strong woman, a strong black woman. So a strong black woman is a woman that disrespects her man, doesn't respect her man, rebellious towards her man, towards a black man. So what that does is, instead of black men not dealing with that woman and finding a better black woman that's submissive and kind and respectful to him, it trains black men off the rip, even from the first beginning of the dating phase, which is the start of a relationship, to continue to proceed to lead himself to dating that woman. Feel me? Because we're teaching not me, black culture teaches black men that that's a normal type of woman to be in a relationship with. This is why the black manosphere is having a lot of problems with trying to get black men, trying to teach black men how to date properly. This is why Angry Man and even a lot of the dating coaches have issues with getting black men to stop being simps or stop taking disrespect or stop dating women that don't respect them. Is because they're preaching against a culture that for the past almost a century, I want to say more than a century, has been training and socializing black men to deal with disrespectful women. So it's to a point where it's become a social hereditary. It's become a social shaming, because really black men get shamed to dating the wrong woman all the time. If it's a 304 on the internet and black man says, my standard is I don't want to date a 304, I want to hold myself accountable, the entire black culture and the whole internet say, "Oh, you gotta respect her, you gotta forgive her for her past, Don't be so judgmental about her. You know what I'm saying? Give her a chance. And then he gives that woman a chance. And that relationship goes to hell in the handbasket. She fucks up his life. And we'll blame the black man for choosing that person. But that black man from the beginning had a standard, say he didn't want to pick her. And we shame, well, not me. Black culture shames that black man into picking that type of female. That's what I'm saying, right? So this is why, you know, you see what you see, even today, even with the Black Manosphere being there, like an Angry Man or Tommy Sotomayor or Anton Daniels. This is why they have a problem trying to get black men to date the proper women or date properly, because black men were never taught leadership as far as being the authority and telling women what to do. Besides Kevin Samuels, right? Kevin Samuels was a black man that was teaching black men about being a patriarch. That's where that six figures, six this, six that came from, right? Kevin Samuels was basically enforcing the money, power, and respect thing. So that's why Kevin Samuels was able to hold women accountable the way he did, critique and correct women, because when you're a black man and you're in that patriarchal position, you can assign a value and a standard to the women, and you can hold them accountable. That's what Kevin Samuels was trying to teach. But still, he had a hard time because Kevin Samuels and cats like Kevin Samuels and Angerman and the Tommy Sotomayor and the Anton Daniels, they're fighting against a century of social programming, feminism, programming to black men to pick the wrong thing. Right? Now, what else does that do? The bad women or the 304s or the chicks for the streets or the thoughts, right? When a solid brother or a good black man engages with those type of women or entertain those type of women, it rewards bad women with good quality masculinity, right? Then it teaches even the good women or the ladies that, okay, you're cool with me being disrespectful to you. You're cool with me running over you. So it even teaches the bad women, the good women and the ladies bad stuff when black men do that, right? If you're a good, solid black man, you hold it down, you're a provider, you're a patriarch in your household, you're a grown ass man and you stand on business, and you're a quality dude, and you date a 304 or a thought, you're rewarding a woman that doesn't qualify with a good man. And then it says to even to the good women and the ladies that, yo, I could just get into a relationship with a quality dude and I don't have to perform or I don't have to respect him, because they're seeing good quality dudes get into relationships with bad women, and those bad women mess up his life. See what I'm saying? So that's what that causes, right? Let me go into my notes, right? Um, Next one. This is another one. This is a big part. This one I'm about to say. Um, this is how black men end up becoming suckers, end up becoming tricks, end up becoming simps, or tolerating disrespect from the very beginning during the dating phase, right? Um, when black women don't follow the instructions of a black man gives her. Black culture teaches black men to compromise. What I mean when I say that, so say you tell a woman, meet me here at Golden Cross at 6:30, and dress appropriately or dress classy. This is what we're gonna eat. You know what happened? A black woman that has no intentions of following where that black man wants to go, and her intention is, okay, I'm gonna run game on this dude. Guess what she'll do? She said, no, I don't want to go to Golden Cross. I want to go to Ruth Chris. You know what most black men would do? Compromise and take her to Ruth Chris. Or Let's stick with black men compromising and taking turn on Ruth Chris. See, when a black man gives a woman an instruction, right? That's leadership right there. She's supposed to be in submission and follow you where you told her to go. So if I tell a chick, meet me up at Golden Cross, dress appropriately, but she comes and she dressed inappropriately, I'm supposed to send her home. Or if I told her come to Golden Cross at 6:30, 6:30 comes, I already ordered my food, I'm gonna go home. If she come back there by 7 o'clock, that's her fault. I told her what time to come there, right? So a lot of black men are taught by black culture, give black women a chance, give her grace, right? Give a black woman grace that after you gave her a couple of instructions, she didn't follow your instructions, right? Or you gave her a program and she wants to give you her program to go somewhere else. That's not what you give grace to. That's a woman that's not following your instructions or following your lead. That's a woman that's rebelling or bucking your program. But in black culture, we teach and train black men to compromise and follow rebellious women. That's what a rebellious woman is. When a black man, when you give her an instruction and she doesn't follow, right? That's how a lot of you brothers become suckers, right? And then because we train to attach black men identity to a black woman, right? Or we want him to be. That's why women keep telling black men to be emotionally intelligent, or they keep telling women, black women keep telling black men to be, or they try to find black men that's, emotionally attached to her and emotionally intelligent to her, because they're trying to find a black man that's going to attach his identity and who he is to that woman so that she can have control over him. See what I'm saying? That's why when you go on YouTube, you hear women say a lot of those stupid things like, I want a black man to be emotionally attached to me. I don't want a black man that's argumentative or combative or any of that. That's code word for I don't want a man that's gonna put me in my place or tell me what to do or kick back or to argue back and forth with me when she's in the wrong. Because they're looking for a man that they can control and be attached to them, right? That's why a lot of black women like to tell black men, which is something else that's disrespectful too. A real man, only a real man will handle a woman that's rebellious. Now, they don't say rebellious outright, but how they explain it, it leads to them being rebellious, right? They'll say, so how should I put this? Look at what black men complain about. Black men complain about women not respecting them, following their lead. And watch this, it'll be black men that's about their business, right? So when black men say, well, black men don't listen to what I tell her to do, she won't be submissive. Even though I'm a good dude, I make good money. I'm this, that, and the third. She still won't follow my lead. I tell her to do something, she won't do it. You see what I'm saying? A black woman will reply, well, you can't handle you a strong woman because you're not a real man. You see what I'm saying? That's how a rebellious woman sounds. And then what black culture likes to do is we like to tell, well, you got to be a real man to handle a strong black woman. And that strong black woman is a rebellious woman. First of all, we're not supposed to be taking what a real man is from a woman. And a real man is saying that I'm not a man. That's what that's saying. If I'm a man, I'm already a man. I don't need to be a real man. And then real man leads to whatever that person's subjective ideology means of a real man is supposed to be. See what I'm saying? So when black women say what a real man needs to do, that's her giving you an instruction and telling you what to do. And a woman is not supposed to tell a man how to operate and what to do. You feel me? But this is what black culture trains black men to do and to accept. Other black men would jump on a black man and say, "Well, a real man is supposed to do what a woman is this, and the third. Well, real man, you're supposed to kiss a black woman's ass. Or real man, this and a real man that." You've never heard black men or black culture tell you what a real woman is supposed to be doing, because it'll be disrespectful to women. Just like saying she's not a woman to begin with. You see what I'm saying? That's like saying, or well, as you already know, women are supposed to be submissive, they're supposed to be loving, and they're supposed to cook and clean. And then you come out there and you say, well, a real woman is supposed to cook 7 times for the day. Well, she's a woman, she already cooks and cleans. Right? So then they like to tell black men arguing with a woman to argue with a woman is wrong. Well, this is the thing about when you argue with a woman, right? You're not supposed to argue with a woman based upon frivolous shit. You're supposed to argue with a woman when she's in the wrong or she's not doing what you told her to do or what she's supposed to be doing, right? So when you're making an argument to a woman, right, that's you checking her or correcting something that she's doing wrong or bad behavior she's doing wrong, right? And the thing is that as black men, you're supposed to have a logical argument. You see what I'm saying? Make a logical argument and show her where she needs to be corrected. Now, when a man argues with a woman and she doesn't want to correct herself, that's what's supposed to let you know, okay, I made the argument to the chick. She doesn't want to correct herself. Let me dismiss her and charge her to the game. But in black culture, black culture tells black men, you're not supposed to argue with a woman. Just let that woman say whatever she wants to say to you. Let her buck your program and be rebellious, and don't make no argument. Just deal with that, right? And then when that relationship gets worse, when she gets even more disrespectful, when she gets even more rebellious against him, we'll blame the black man and say, well, you didn't lead her correctly. Well, you didn't, but when he was trying to lead her correctly, you told him not to argue with her. Or instead of you telling him to leave that woman alone, you told him to keep dealing with that bad woman right there. So there's a purpose for arguing with women, and there's a purpose for checking women or correcting them. You correct women and you argue with women to see if they're going to adjust or teach themselves to adapt to you. Or when you're arguing with a woman, it says that you know, okay, she doesn't want to take any programming. She doesn't want to listen to what I got to say. Let me get away from her. But in black culture, it strips black men of those tools. See what I'm saying? Now, you don't want to have 24/7 arguments with a chick. I think if you having arguments with your chick 24/7, that's not the chick for you. Feel me? You can have arguments with a woman, but they're not supposed to be 24/7. Um, Arguing with a woman also holds them accountable, and it's part of your leadership, right? Giving them an instruction is part of your leadership. Giving them, telling them what to do, teaching them how to be a good woman or employee to your program. That's part of your leadership. But those things, black men don't know about those things, right? And then the black men who do know, who are the pimps or the players, right? And because they've used masculinity in a negative connotation, we tend not to listen to them. You feel me? Um, I'll go into that in another video. Uh, so then the next topic I have is in black culture teaches black men that strong women and only real men will follow well, I went through that already. Okay, so yeah, black culture attaches what a real man is to what black women say. This is why you'll see black women sagging black men sagging their pants, being thugs, being gangbangers. Because for the past 70 years, you always heard black women say, a real nigga need to have 3 bodies to his name. A real nigga or a real man wears size 7 shoes. A real man does this. A real man do this. And black men like a dumbass. Which is really, I can't really put it on. I really can't really put it 100% on black men. Because like I said, the culture teaches them to follow what women say a real man is. Right? So if black men, like in the past, right? If black women say, we don't like dark skinned niggas, light skinned niggas gonna feel away. If black women say, we don't like light skinned niggas today, dark skinned niggas gonna feel away. If black women say, we only date men that wear flip flops and bubbles in their hair, you see what I'm saying? Majority of black culture, even with the black manosphere that is there, are going to follow that. You see it. You see it. You see it today. You see with some of the people, some of your celebrities, like what you call? I forgot his name. He's married to Rihanna. Look at the picture in Vogue with Rihanna, and I forgot his name. I forgot what his name was. A$AP Rocky, right? Look at A$AP Rocky and Rihanna. A$AP Rocky is not the boss in that relationship. Rihanna is. Look at the picture they took with each other in Vogue, in that Vogue magazine. Right? So, if black women say a real man, the only type of men they date is gangbangers and niggas that hug the block, that's what black men are going to do. And that's been going on in the black culture for a long time. And then when black men, and then when we wonder why black men, there are not enough black lawyers or black engineers or black, black men doing a lot of the construction jobs, or black trade skill guys, or black sanitation workers, or black, black men that are of intelligence and they're doing big things in the black community, is because we allow, not me, black culture allows black women to dictate how black men are going to operate. So black men don't do the things that's going to be in their own best interest. They follow what black women are going to say. And if you notice, I'm 32 years old. From the day I was born till now, I've watched black women and what they like and the type of nigga they like change from season to season. I remember when light-skinned niggas was in. I remember when dark-skinned niggas was in. I remember when black women wouldn't date niggas that was 6 feet. I remember when black women wouldn't date niggas that was 5'5". I remember when black women say we only date short niggas. I remember when black women say we only date tall niggas. I've sat here and watched black women in black culture change what they date and what they like. You know what I'm saying? And I've watched black men follow that shit. The only reason why the so-called lame guy in black culture is not liked or appreciated is because black women don't like them. So because black women don't like lame niggas, black men don't like lame niggas. If black women started liking lame niggas, I guarantee you a lot of niggas would be lame. And the lame niggas that they call are lame are black men that don't gang bang, don't hug the block, not getting shot 50 million times. They go to school, they go to college, they do regular human shit. They do. So like if a black guy is going mountain climbing, he does MMA. They might let us slide with MMA, but if he's doing mountain climbing, if he likes to explore and go on adventures, if he likes to travel, that's a lame nigga. And funny enough, to you brothers that are thugs and gangbangers, when you niggas are dead and you're 6 foot deep in that ground, right? Do black women come to visit your grave? No. They spend your money though. So I'm speaking to the niggas that went to the up the room that might be watching this video. And to the dark niggas that's alive. To the dark niggas that's alive, when your homie died, does the black woman that he was with go to his gravesite, or does she spend his money and keep it moving on to the next nigga? See what I'm saying? This is why black women and having the sentence of what a real man shouldn't be even said from their mouth. That should be banned from their damn vocabulary, right? But black culture teaches black men to take what a real man is, which is basically black women dictating what a black man should be doing or how he should operate or his identity. You feel what I'm saying? Which is wrong. And then now, when a brother that's a doctor or a lawyer or some kind of engineer, right? He bucks up on a Keisha from the hood, and then he gets into a relationship with her, and that shit crashes and burns. Well, guess what? We told him, well, black culture told him, a real man dates so and so. A real man date a real nigga, a real black man dates a gorilla. See what I'm saying? So, this is why a lot of black men will stay with a black woman that's cheating on them, or, infidelity. And this is why a lot of black men don't complain about that either, because we'll say, well, the reason why she cheated is because something you did or you didn't do. No, the reason why she cheated is because she was not the type of woman you were supposed to be with, or she just was disrespecting you. And what we tell black men is that a real man is supposed to deal with that type of chick, or it's your fault. But he would have never gotten into a relationship with that type of woman if we wasn't teaching them to get into a relationship with that kind of female, right? Black culture teaches that black men that this is a important one right here. In black culture, we teach black men that, I keep saying we. I should be saying black culture. Black culture teaches black men that you should treat all black women equally, or that they're all the same. What do I mean when I say that? In black culture, we'll put the 304 in the same class or bracket as the lady or the good woman. We'll take the bitch, 304, the prostitute, my bad, the P worker, the sex worker, my fault, YouTube. We'll take the sex worker, the OnlyFans thought, the Instagram thought, the corn stars, and we'll put them in the same bracket as the ladies, the good women, the regular females, and you know what I'm talking about, right? So because of that, now black men cannot tell the difference between what's a lady and what's a 304. Because in black culture, we all put them in the same bracket. So what black men would do is he'll take a 304. He would go on a date with a 304, and he'll give a 304 the gentleman treatment, which she doesn't. A 304 doesn't qualify for a man to be giving her the gentleman treatment. A 304 only qualifies for it to get, to get sex, get paid for the sex, and then she goes home and get out. Right? That's an Instagram chicks that you see on Instagram shaking their ass. They do not qualify to get for a man to give them gentleman treatment. But because of black culture, black culture teaches black men to treat the 304 on the same level as a lady. See, only a lady deserves gentleman treatment. Only a lady deserves to go on a dinner date. Only a lady deserves to go to Ruth Chris or go to one of those restaurants. A lady deserves that. A 304 or thought does not deserve that. But in black culture, the thought and the 304, they're in the same bracket in class. They're on the same level. And black men are taught all black women are queens. So the 304 is a queen just like the lady is. The chick that's a devil, that's a demon, she's on the same level as the angel or the godly woman or the righteous chick. See what I'm saying? See, now with the lady now, right? Why she is deserving of a man to take her on a dinner date or take her out to a Ruth Chris or take her out, basically give her the gentleman treatment, right? Is well because the lady worked hard to be a lady. The lady decided, I'm not going to participate into the temptations of being a 304 or being in the nightlife. The lady, involved in her community. She's a respectable person. She respects the leadership of her men. She brings value to a man's life. You know what I'm saying? She's submissive. She's intelligent. She has her opinions. But the lady now, she's saying the lady now has worked hard to not basically fall into the temptations of being a 304 or going on Instagram and showing her body and showing her assets to the world. She covers up. You see what I'm saying? She's a valuable person into the community, as opposed to a 304. The only thing a 304 is valuable for is sex. That's the only thing a 304 is supposed to get, or Instagram model, or thought, or any of those type of female. The only thing that a thought is supposed to get is sex. She gets paid and she gets the fuck up. That's it. But again, in black culture, the 304 is on the same level as a lady. And a lot of that is black women's fault, right? Black women, if you're wondering why you're a good woman and you're a lady, and a decent good black man cannot find you, or you can't get a date from a decent good black man, is because, well, you don't hold yourselves accountable. The ladies in amongst black women, you won't say, well, I'm a lady, this is my table, you are 304s, this is your table. See, in my opinion, I think that the 304 shouldn't even have access to the black men that are 50-50. A dot should not have access to as far as a relationship is concerned. She shouldn't have access to a guy that's doing 50-50, and she damn sure shouldn't have access to a guy that's doing 100. What black women need to start doing is saying, well, listen, this table right here for the ladies, us ladies over here, we gain access to this caliber of man as far as a relationship. You 304s, this is your table. You don't get relationship from 50-50 guy or from 100% guy. 304s, you only get relationships from Pookie and Ray Ray and broke nigga. You see what I'm saying? So that's what black women y'all need to work out on, right? Now, as I said earlier about equality black men, equality masculinity, when quality black men or black men of high caliber, right? When black men give a 304, I'll wait till the plane passes by. Okay, my bad. When hold on. So my fault. So when black men give 304s the gentleman treatment that the ladies are supposed to get, what that does is that it rewards women who do not qualify with a quality black man. And then now, the regular good women who don't know any better, what they say to themselves, well, in order for me to get that type of man's attention, I gotta lower myself down or nerf myself down to a 304's level. That's what that does. You know what I'm saying? That's what that does. That's what that does when you go into social media and you look into the celebrity world, even amongst regular cats, and you see black men of certain quality and certain caliber are dating a 3 or 4. The regular good women nerf themselves to be what the 3 or 4s are to gain the attention of the gentleman. Now, for the ladies, that's a bit of your fault. Because remember, I said black culture teaches black men to tolerate disrespect from women. So what the women do, even though you're ladies and you're good women, you read off as being disrespectful because you are. And what does that do? That pushes the quality black men away from you when you're rebellious, when you're not submissive. And a lot of times in black culture, amongst black women, what black women would do is that they'll shame those black, the pygmishas. Black women will shame those women. And the reason why the 3 or 4s and the bad women are shaming the pygmishas away from the good black men is so that the bad women can have access to the good black men. See what I'm saying? So a lot of you black women out there that's losing out on good quality men because you're afraid to be called a pygmisha. The reason, one of the other reasons why you can't find good black men is because the bad black women are taking your good black man away from you, and they're wasting his time and they mess up his life. And then that man says, "Well, no, I'm not going to keep doing this again." Or the next woman he dates, because he's holding himself responsible and accountable. This is why it'll take 10 years for a black man to say, "I'm going to marry this woman." Because the last couple of other black women that he dated, they were bad. They were disrespectful to him. So now he's holding himself accountable and responsible. So now this black woman he's dating now, he doesn't want to make the same mistake, so he's taking his time now. See, if black women were on their game and they were being held accountable for their shortcomings, it wouldn't take 10 years for a black man to see that you're a good woman. It would take maybe 4 or 5. Think about that. But yeah, a lot of good women, and you've seen it happen, have had to nerf themselves down to a 3 or 4s level to gain attention from the good quality men. Because the good quality men have been taught, right, to treat all black women the same. To treat the black woman that's a 3 or 4 on the same level as a queen or a lady. You feel me? Next one. Yeah, this is where every black woman is a god or a queen comes from. A lot of that stuff comes from the pro-black community, right? So the reason why black men are taught to treat every black woman as the same is because of the pro-blacks. The pro-blacks will tell black men that every black woman is a god or a goddess or a queen or grand rising queen, all that old bullshit right there, right? On top of that, in the pro-black community, which I'm going to do a video about that, the pro-blacks will say, put a black woman above the black man. That's what they do in the pro-black community. That's why I really don't. That's why I had respect for them, but I really don't. Right? And because now you're putting the black woman above you, and then in black culture or amongst the pro-blacks, they'll teach you that the black woman can do no wrong. They'll allow black women who are 3 or 4s or used to sleep with white men or used to be corn stars. They'll put those type of women as gods and goddesses, right? And whenever time those women are disrespectful or they're out of line or out of pocket, those pro-blacks don't check them or say nothing to them. They're allowed to be that way. So oftentimes when you go amongst the pro-black community or the conscious community, you find that a lot of the black women over there are just 3 or 4s. Pro-black 3 or 4s. So a lot of the right. So amongst the pro-blacks and amongst black culture, we'll still call a rebellious woman a queen. Well, not me. I don't do this. Black culture will still teach black men that you're not supposed to supposed to put any woman above you. I don't care if she's a lady or a good woman. She's supposed to be in submission to you. Remember, the hierarchy on the planet is God, man, woman, and child. That is the hierarchy, right? And I realized that the only time when women want men to be in leadership is when they don't want to be held accountable for their own actions, or when women want to put the blame on leadership, right? But they don't want to work with a black man's leadership when it comes to following his instructions and doing what he told her to do. I realized that, right? Um, but yeah, a lot of the pro blacks, they a lot of the black women as God and black the disrespectful rebellious woman is on the same level as the lady, or the 3 or 4 is the same as the black woman that's a lady or the good woman. A lot of that comes from the pro blacks. And when you realize is that a lot of the pro blacks, this is the black woman, right? Them same black women, them same pro black men that call you God and goddess and put you on a pedestal above them. When you do something that's wrong into that relationship, according to them, do they still treat you like a god, or do they become a real man, an actual man, and tell you what to do? Like with Derek Jackson. See, Derek Jackson was out here preaching that black women is queens and gods. And then when something happened in his relationship, he became a grown ass man, as he was supposed to do, because the woman wasn't doing what she was supposed to be doing. So now it reads off as he was cheating on that woman, or he stepped out on that woman. Feel me? So, yeah, a lot of these things in black culture that are in black culture is the reason why a lot of black men pick the wrong woman or choose the wrong female. For 32 years of my living in life, I have seen these things. And then when you go on social media, you go on YouTube, you go on Instagram, and you see that black men are complaining, well, yes, they deserve to be complaining because they're not finding the right woman that they're looking for. You feel what I'm saying? And then we blaming the black men for picking the wrong type of female, but we taught them to pick the wrong female in the first place. There's no category. Well, except for we'll say that we call a chick that she's for the streets. She's a 3 or 4. But then you have other men that say, nah, don't say a chick is for the streets. You know what I'm saying? Even though clearly she's for the streets. Clearly she's a straggle, as Angry Man would say. Clearly she's not a good woman. But then you have these white knights come out to woodwork, because typically let me tell you something. There's a lot of black men on YouTube who are players of acts that were enjoying themselves sleeping with the strags and enjoying themselves in strag palace, as Angry Man would say, right? So now that the traditional niggas is coming on the internet and they're talking their talk, right? And when I say traditional niggas, I'm talking about like the Kevin Samuels types. So let's go with Kevin Samuels. See, what Kevin Samuels did, right, is that he corrected the women in black culture. He gave black women a standard in black culture, and he gave not only the men a standard, but he gave the women a standard, right? So now a lot of black men were trying to reach, as I would say, the Kevin Samuels standard, meaning there were a lot of black men that were gonna be well, a lot of them are grinding to becoming 6-figure earners, becoming patriarchs in the household. So a lot of the 3 or 4s was watching this shit too, right? Because of black culture, the only influences that was there as far as masculinity was the player, the Mac, and the pimp, right? Remember earlier I said a lot of the traditional niggas and a lot of the good niggas was read off as lame, right? So a lot of what influenced black culture, black men and black women, was the player, the pimp, the Mac, and the 3 or 4s. Kevin Samuels came through and shifted the game, shook up the game. Because at the core of Kevin Samuels' message, it was a traditional man, 6 figures, you know, put yourself in a power position, patriarchal. And because he was given a standard to the women saying, hey, you're not supposed to have a high body count, you're not supposed to be disrespectful, you're supposed to be this and that, it gave women a new influence. It gave black men a new influence to follow or to be. See what I'm saying? It's because before Kevin Samuels and the Black Manosphere, everybody was players. Everybody was, most women were 3 or 4s. You feel me? As a matter of fact, in black culture, the average 9 to 5 dude, the average 9 to 5 black male, right? That's a blue collar guy. Those niggas would be called losers. Like the guy that's working the sanitation, the black man that's making 60 to 100K, and he's maybe doing into the trades. He's doing carpentry. He's into electrician. Those niggas, they would call lame in the black culture. And the reason why those niggas is lame in the black culture is because black women say them niggas is lame. Hence, other black men say them niggas is lame. Right? So regular good dudes were not very valuable to black women in black culture. Right? The player and the Mac and the pimp was what was valuable to black women in black culture. Right? So now Kevin Samuels came now with a more traditional look, with a more traditional flavor. That became more appealing. And I think that's why a lot of the black men on YouTube who are players on Max didn't like Kevin Samuels. Because he wasn't preaching player and Macism. He was preaching traditionalism. That's why a lot of niggas don't like Anton or even Angerman. Because they're not preaching player and Macism. They're preaching traditionalism. Right? And because now those influences is there now, black women are more appealing to that. So you're starting to see a lot of the players Dirty Mac on the Anton Daniels or Dirty Mac on the work that Kevin Samuels did. See, they don't Dirty Mac on Angerman because they know Angerman is going to pull up. See what I'm saying? But yeah, because black culture, or in black culture, black men keep choosing the wrong type of female to be with. The only reason that is because black culture trains and teach him to pick those type of women. You see what I'm saying? Especially if it's a black man and he's making good money, and he comes out and he says that he has a standard, and his standard doesn't include the strags of black women, as angry man would call them strags. If it's a black woman that's, let's say a black man says, I don't want a black chick that's promiscuous. I don't want a chick for these streets. I don't want a black woman that's doing this and the third. The entire internet will shame him. The pro-blacks will come out and shame him. Well, you got to forgive her for her past. You got to give her some grace. You can't blah, 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 blah. And then when he picks that type of chick and it crashes and burns, we turn around and blame him for that. You know what I'm saying? Black women don't hold themselves accountable. You can't hold black women accountable. You can't critique them, right? So it could be that the reason why black men choose the wrong type of black woman is because there are no black, there are a lot of black, there are a lot of there are a lot of those wrong black women in that environment to choose from. That's like saying the only bread in your fridge you have is the moldy bread. Or the only bread you have to eat in your fridge is the moldy bread. Well, guess what? Just change out the moldy bread and put some new bread in the fridge for you to eat. Well, that same thing applies to that same analogy applies with black women, right? If you don't want black men to keep picking the wrong type of black woman, right? You got to hold them accountable, right? Critique them and correct them so they can be good black women for black men to pick and get married to. Just like saying you go into a forest and you getting your foot stuck on a bear trap. Well, remove the damn bear trap so you don't keep walking on bear traps. Yeah, you have to look good and be careful where you walk. But sometimes those bear traps are very well hidden that you can't see them. So guess what? Just remove the bear trap so he won't step on the bear trap. But we don't want to do that with black women. See, we do that on black men's side, right? See, with black men, we have adjusted ourselves. We have whatever complaint black women was having, we fixed it, or we're in the process of fixing it. Right? We've adjusted and we've held ourselves accountable. Right? And now, because of that, there are quality black men that are on the field. It's just that a lot of black women don't qualify for them. And the reason being is because black women don't get critiqued. Every time you try to critique a black woman, here comes some white knight simp ass nigga telling you can't. And like I said earlier, a lot of the niggas that are in the black community who are players of Max, and I'm not dirty macking on them, I don't hate them, but I gotta call it out, right? A lot of those cats, they were enjoying the free box that was coming out. They was enjoying the strikes. They were enjoying Strike Palace. They were in box 7, right? So now that the traditional men like Anton Daniels, like the Angry Mans, like rest in power to Kevin Samuels, they're coming out and they're putting out their influence. It's influencing black women to go into a different direction and to clean up their act for a little bit, right? So now if you're starting to see quality black men get into relationships with quality black women, and that black man is the patriarch of his household, and they become a happy family, good quality family, quality kids. A lot of those women that were those good women that let me explain it like this, right? So let me break it down like this. So say 100% of black women, right? Of the 100%, the 10% on the right, those are the ladies. Another 10% on the left, those are the 304s, leaving 80% of the good women on the fence, right? Because you're always going to have women that are going to be either ladies no matter what or 304s no matter what. And then you're going to have women that are in the middle that can go either way, right? So what's happened in in black culture is because there's been a heavy 304 player Mac influence, a lot of the women that were in the middle, they were leaning more towards the 304 side over here. So you would have 60% of that 80 leaning more towards the 304 side, right? Not enough of the women were leaning more towards the ladies, right? A lot of the women that they call pygmishas, they were the 20% of that 80% that was left in the middle. They were undecided, but for the most part, you had the women that were in the middle leaning more towards the 304 side, right? Because you had a lot of players on the max influencing this side. Now that you have more traditional men that are influencing women to be more ladylike, that this is not going like this. It's going more like this towards the lady side of the half, right? So what happened now is that the players now they're trying to influence it back over to this side, but because the influence of the traditional man now, like an angry man, like an Anton Daniels, like the late Kevin Samuels, is there. It's kind of like, and then you even have some of the 20% of that 80 that's going over that are looking at the 60% and saying, man, the women that's over here on the 60%, y'all being 304s is really not working out for y'all in the long run. So that 20% is more leaning more towards the side of the lady side with the traditional niggas. Before in black culture, it was mainly the women were going more towards the player and the Mac and the 304 thing, right? No, I'm not going to go into that part. So that's why when I'm saying a little bit earlier about the traditional niggas, they're more influencing the black women to go more towards being a lady now, being more ladylike, being more good women. And I think, in my opinion, that's fucking up the ecosystem for the players and the max and the niggas that was benefiting off of box. Which I don't really understand because there's always going to be a 3 or 4s in the environment. You know what I'm saying? This from since the beginning of time. So I think what the players they were benefiting from quality women. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what's going on in black culture. I think that because the traditional influence is influencing black women to go more traditional and away from the 3 or 4s, that 3 or 4 lifestyle, it's kind of threatening the ecosystem for the players. Because before the women were leaning more towards this side, the 3 or 4 side. You know what I'm saying? And now that you're gaming a lot of black men up and teaching them about being traditional and teaching them to avoid more of the 3 or 4s and to pick how to find a proper woman now, right? A lot of the 3 or 4s are saying it's recruit more men to be more traditional and pick more ladies like women. So it's like the influence is more men on the traditional side to influence women away from the player and the max side. So that's the war you see going on YouTube, where you see the player niggas versus the traditional niggas. And what I see, you know what I see more of? I see a lot of the player niggas dirty macking on the traditional niggas on the internet. That's what I'm saying, right? It's like the players want black men to keep picking the strags, and I don't know why. Because the players will shame niggas for not picking the strags. Because if the traditional nigga starts to shame the player nigga for not picking a ladylike woman, the player gonna say, why you player hating or why you player shaming? But anyway, that's a different video. All right. All right. So yeah, that's why a lot of black men will pick the wrong type of chick because he's socially shamed and socially conditioned and programmed to pick those type of wrong women. Remember right there. All right. And the programming is so deep that, you know what I'm saying, even with the black manosphere, like an Angry Man or Anton Daniels or those kind of brothers, like, it's like they're going against the social programming. You know what I'm saying? How I broke the social programming, I don't know. Maybe it's because how I was raised or my upbringing. Um, um, Me and my mother, you know, there would be some things she'd do something wrong and I would speak on it. I would speak up about it. You know, I'd argue back and forth with her about it. You know what I'm saying? So maybe, you know, I never was, you know, I never had that, you know, kind of, you know, simp thing in me that would say I'm going to allow a female to boss me around or anything like that. Or if I was at a workplace and a female said something disrespectful to me, I'd quit. So I don't know. Maybe I'm a different type of nigga. Um, all right. This is why when this is why black men, even when they approaching women, right? They don't know that the chick, the black chick that's being disrespectful to you, you should just walk away from that. He'll still try to get that. He'll sit up there in her face trying to talk to her the whole 30 minutes, trying to get her number, and she's clearly showing you that, yo, I don't want your number, nigga. But in black culture, we teach black men to keep pursuing that. Even when you go on YouTube, right, and you watch a lot of those pranks with the guys with like the sports cars or the Lamborghinis, and he'll pretend to be a bum, and then all of a sudden he'll go on his expensive car and shit, and then the chick would then turn around and be all of a sudden attracted to him. She don't realize that that's a gold digger right there. Even though it's common sense, bro. Like for real. If you dressing like you're a broke ass bum ass nigga, I don't care if the chick is a lady or a good woman. She's not gonna want to fuck with you either. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, even a lot of those pranks, where the guy he's approaching this chick on YouTube, and and the chick, doesn't like him in the beginning, or sometime when the chick is like, "Yo, I want you to take me shopping. I want you to take me to Root Chris and these things," and he gives her his number anyway. Give her his number anyway. She just told you that she's looking for a sucker, but he still gives her her number. That right there, those kind of videos right there, will train men in general or black men to pick the wrong type of chick. And then when that man is complaining about a chick being a sucker, a lot of times when you're approaching women, these women will tell you they're looking for a sucker, with how they talk. You know what I'm saying? Or she be like, I need a nigga to come to the store and buy me something or buy me this and that. That's a chick looking for a sucker. And a lot of times you go on YouTube and you'll see guys give that chick his number anyway. That right there is training you to pick the wrong type of female. Right? And a lot of this come from the bloomers too. I gotta say, it's the bloomer men that did a lot of this. Because a lot of bloomer men who were calling themselves players back then, a lot of them did a lot of tricking. You ain't tricking if you got it. A lot of that comes from the bloomers. Feel me? A lot of bloomers will teach black men to pick the wrong type of chick too. Will teach black men to go, oh, this chick is slapping your face. Well, keep dating. That's from the bloomers. A lot of bloomers train a lot of women to be disrespectful and hateful towards their men, because you had a lot of bloomers that were happy wife, happy life, and they will stick in relationships and be stoic with a woman that didn't give a fuck about them. A lot of bloomers did that. So I was like, and then myself as a millennial now, and I think thanks to the Gen X kind of offset a lot of that, making it a lot easier, because a lot of Gen X, like, even though they were in the household, but because you got to give a lot of credit to Gen X, right? Because a lot of Gen X men, even though they had a fucked up baby mama, they will still argue with that baby mama. They would still fuss with that baby mama. They would still make it a thing to be in that child's life and deal with that baby mama. As opposed to the boomers that didn't really, they were boomers that walked out on the that would hit the eject button and shit. And that's, you know how they used to talk about how Papa said he was going to this corner store to get cigarettes and he never came back. That was the boomers. So I think with Gen X, because they decided to stick it out there and hold it out with no matter how disrespectful their baby mama was for the benefit of that child, I think that kind of offset a lot of the damage that the boomer men did. You feel me? But no, that's why. This is why a lot of black men choose a lot of the wrong type of chick. It's a social shaming, a social programming. You feel me? It's a social program. You can see it on the Balloon Pop when you go watch the Balloon Pop show, and you see the black men up there that are of quality, and you see the black when he goes and engage with the black women, they're disrespecting him, and his black ass will still sit on that show and still talk to the women. That Balloon Pop show, and I think I forgot one of the speed dating shows on it, but that Balloon Pop show shows you the programming that black men that apparently still on black men. Because when black men, matter of fact, when you see the brothers on the Balloon Pop show, the chick that pops their balloon, he shouldn't even have a discussion with her. Go talk to the chick that didn't pop the balloon. You feel me? But that's how programmed black men still are in 2024. That you have quality black men going on these Balloon Pop shows, and these women disrespect them, and they still trying to have a conversation with the chick. All of that is from the programming that black culture has programmed black men to. Right? program black men to tolerate disrespect for black women. That's why. Even when black men date white women, this is why they still have problems with white women. Because don't get twisted, the white chick will do the same shit, will do the same bullshit. This is differently, right? This is why that happens. But yeah, and then to a lot of black men, their mamas was 3 or 4s too. But that's another video. But anyway, this is Kish Shorty Gaming Nation. I spoke long enough on the topic. Click the like, subscribe, and share. Shout out to the Anger Man. Shout out to Anton Daniels. Shout out to Tommy Sotomayor. Shout out to the Kevin Samuels. What I think Anger Man realized it, but what a lot of those brothers don't realize is that you guys are fighting a century of programming and trying to free black men from the matrix or the matriarchal matrix, matriarchal matrix. It's like you have to fight a whole bunch of Agent Smiths. It's like Neo trying to fight all them different Agent Smiths and shit. That's what it's like trying to free niggas from the matrix or the matriarchy they in. But anyway, I'm out. Turn your punk ass off. All right.